Hey there, and welcome to Living in Austin, Texas. Today we are going to give you the truth about living in downtown Austin. We're going to tell you 5 things that you need to know if you are thinking about moving into downtown Austin. So let's go ahead and let's dive right in. All right, so you know what they say, you got to eat the frog first thing in the morning. So starting off, number 1 on our list of things you need to know, we're going to get it off our list, cost of living. Of course, if you're thinking about moving to Austin, you already know the cost is going to be more expensive than most other places in the US, but let's really break it down and give you some relative numbers. So in the downtown area specifically, so far in 2023, the median sales price has been $790,000. So of course, we're talking about high-rise condos, multi-unit condos, that kind of stuff. And typically, because of the proximity, obviously those are going to bring a higher price point. Now, $790,000 in downtown compared to the greater Austin metro median sales price of about $332,000 so far in 2023. It's a little bit down from last year, as most people have experienced, but still in comparison, I mean, we're talking double the cost just in the housing alone. Most people understand that housing is just one component of cost of living, right? We're talking about food and grocery, entertainment, drinks, you go out to a happy hour, all that stuff is going to add up. And being in downtown, those costs are going to be higher across the board for all of that stuff. Now, the caveat to that, right, the flip side is, of course, you are in downtown. So you have access to all the bars, the restaurants, so many fun things to do, people to meet, experiences to be had, right? You're in that area where you're in a close proximity to all that. So with that, it's obviously going to come with a higher price. And of course, inflation and blah, 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 right? The numbers continue to go up, but definitely compared to the greater Austin area, the downtown metro is going to have a premium on almost all things that have to do with cost of living. What's going on? And welcome to Living in Austin, Texas. If you're new here, this channel is all about what it's like to really live in Austin, Texas. To eat, to sleep, breathe, everything in between. Really getting an inside look is what it is to live here in Austin, Texas. If you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back and watching another video. If you wouldn't mind, go ahead and give us a like. That will help anybody else looking for the same kind of information be able to find it just a little bit easier. And also go ahead and hit the subscribe button and that notification bell. So that way anytime we post a new video, you're going to be notified. You can catch it right as soon as it drops. My name is James Johnson. I'm a realtor here with the Lone Wolf Realty Group at Coldwell Banker. And look, we get a lot of people reaching out to us every day, whether that's text, call, email, and we love it, right? It really helps us help the people who need it the most. So if that's you, if you're somebody who's looking to move to Austin or contemplating how your life might fit into, life here in the Austin metro, give us a call, reach out to us, whatever's going to be the easiest way for us or the easiest way for you to get in touch with us. We're going to do our best to help you out. So let's go ahead and finish up the video and we'll circle up at the end. All right, number 2 on our list for things that you need to know whenever living in downtown Austin. And today we're really gonna touch on parking and traffic because boy, I was in downtown today and it was a nightmare there around lunchtime, and everybody was either coming from work or going to work, whatever it was. And I sat in some pretty traffic for quite a while. So with that being said, if you do live in Austin and you're in the downtown area, most likely you're going to have a residence that does have a parking garage. And so a lot of the stuff that I'm about to say may or may not really apply to you every single day. Obviously, if you're getting out and you're moving around, you're still going to run into this. But if you have a parking garage, typically that's going to be your easiest and most feasible way to park and travel the city. So if that is not you, if you are either visiting or you live in a place that does not have paid parking, it is going to be fun every single day trying to find a good parking spot, if there is one, and hopefully you pay for the right amount of time, because if you don't, you probably get a ticket. If you get too many of those, they just might put a boot on you or tow you out altogether. So many people are coming into downtown every single day, whether that's for work or for lunch or for play or to meet friends, whatever it is. And so with that, there's just a ton of people, right? Austin Metro is millions of people. And with that, I mean, there's just not enough parking space feasibly for all that. There are quite a few parking garages. A lot of them are paid, but there are parking options. although some of them may not be the best located as far as where you're trying to go. Public transportation is getting a lot better, right? The public metro system, whether that's the buses or the trams, really can help you get around. But again, if you're in a car and you're trying to get around downtown, especially at rush hour, you are going to have a headache. And you are going to feel like it is the end of the world. It's not, but it's the way it's going to feel because sometimes that traffic just does not move. So definitely keep this in mind. If you're looking for a place, try to find a place that does have a resident parking garage. Understand that that's going to come with a little bit of fee. Typically that's in your HOA fees. But again, right, that's going to give you a designated spot to park every single day. And you know, if you're able to walk and you're willing to walk just a few minutes, you're going to be able to get anywhere that you need, whether that's grocery, go out to dinner, go out, grab a drink, go to a show. If you're in downtown, most stuff is going to be within walking distance, or at least a short distance, that is. So if you're able to park in your own place, that's going to help you a ton. If you're not, good luck. And if you find a good parking spot, please let everybody know. All right, so number 3 on our list of things you need to know if you're going to be moving into downtown Austin is you're going to have to be able to deal with crowds and tourism because Austin has a few annual festivals, stuff like South by Southwest, Austin City Limits, we have conferences, Austin Marathon, right? There are annual events that happen here in Austin every single year, and those bring hundreds of thousands of people into the city. Oftentimes it's temporary, right? It's for a short amount of time, but it brings all those people here at once, and so it can be very overwhelming if you're not anticipating it. Another thing that can always come in and that's a little bit more stable are the business conferences, right? There's a few really big hotels, a few really nice hotels and conference centers that bring industries from all over the world and companies from all over the world to come in. They host their conference here, and their employees and executives and stuff come into the city and enjoy it for however long that the conference is in town. So if you're living in downtown, you're going to be in the place where all those people come to and come to visit. So you're going to have to be able to deal with that on a day-to-day basis. But it's definitely something you have to be aware of because, like I said, those events and they're annual events, right? That happen every single year, bring hundreds of thousands of people into the city. And if you're not ready for that, or if you don't have any comprehension of what that might look like, I invite you to come down on one of those weekends so you can really see, because it's amazing, but it can be overwhelming. So we definitely want to point that out to you. Make sure you are aware that living in Austin is going to come with its people. So be ready for that. All right, so rounding on our list, we are at number 4 of things that you need to know if you're going to move into downtown Austin. And this one's actually a good one. So if you are living in downtown, you are going to be very close to some major employers. So in downtown alone, right, this is downtown city streets, you're going to have companies like Google, Dropbox, Facebook, Indeed, IBM, right? Those companies all have offices right there in the heart of downtown and in that central business unit. So there's a lot of opportunity, a lot of companies and a lot of other smaller startups, right? Fortune 500 companies and even smaller that are officed and headquartered right there out of downtown. So your chances of landing a really good job or pursuing that passion or pursuing that career, you're going to have a lot of opportunity here in a very close proximity. Now, just a few minutes outside of that, right, if we cast a 20-mile radius right around downtown, give or take a 30 to 35-minute drive, you're going to have access to pretty much every major company there is, right? Apple, Samsung, Tesla, right? I mean, we're talking major, Dell, right? We're talking major employers that employ thousands and thousands of people, all within Amazon. I almost forgot about it. How could anybody forget about Amazon, right? Thousands and thousands of jobs and opportunities out there. So if you are going to be living in downtown, you're going to be centrally located and have the best access to be able to get to and from work. And hopefully, you know, if you're going to be living in that area, you're going to get you a good job, and that's going to make that cost of living that we talked about, right, a little bit easier. But again, right, you're going to be within 20 miles of some of the biggest employers on the planet, and they're right here in Austin, Texas. All right, so last on our list today is a little bit about aesthetic. So number 5 thing that you need to know if you're going to be living in downtown Austin is it can feel like a concrete jungle at times. So once you cross the river and you get into downtown proper, due to the rapid and extreme growth that we've had here, it's unfortunately trampled many of the original green spaces that were left. Now there's a few exceptions, right? Republic Square is a nice little park right in the heart of downtown. But other than that and a few other small pockets, it's going to feel like a concrete jungle if you don't get outside enough, right? If you're staying inside of downtown and you're really not venturing out too much, you're not going to be getting a ton of green space. Some people don't care, but other people, that's a necessity, right? So we want to point that out. But the good news is, within a 10 or 15 minute walk, you can be right on the Ann and Roy Butler hike and bike trail. That's actually going to go all the way around Lady Bird Lake, right? That's the lake that's just south of downtown, splitting kind of the two sections of Austin and South Austin. So completely around that lake, there's a hike and bike trail that you can go. It wraps around the whole lake, so you can get the whole experience, get outside. And again, that's right on the edge of downtown, right there on the lake. Now, if you go even just a few minutes further than that, you can actually get to Barton Creek Greenbelt, which is a 1,000-acre nature preserve, tons of springs, tons of water features, lots of hiking trails, lots of secluded areas where you can get out and get in the nature, and that's within just a few miles of actual downtown. Also, can't forget about Zilka Park, right? World famous 350-acre park, pretty much in the heart of Austin, overlooking the skyline. It's beautiful to get out, feel the grass, look at the trees, hear the birds, all the dogs playing, people playing football, right? You can get outside. But if you stay in downtown, it can really feel like a concrete jungle. So just make sure if you're coming, you're gonna budget yourself some exploration time so you can get out, you can see the nature and all the great things that Austin really has to offer. Because once you get outside of downtown, Austin's beautiful country, tons of hills as we go west. And then as we go east, we get into the farmlands, right? Lots of pretty views, lots of green nature. So just make sure if you are living in downtown and you do want to get some nature, you're able to get out and do some exploring. So thank you so much for sticking to the end of the video to learn a little bit more about the truth for living in downtown Austin, right? Some people love that environment and thrive in it, and other people don't, and that's totally okay. Our goal here is to educate and help you make the best choice that you can make to fit your life here into Austin, right? You're coming from somewhere else. We want you to get here and fit in perfectly right at the get-go. So we're trying to give you the most real facts, the most real depiction of what it's actually like. Like I said, my name is James, and I'm a realtor with the Lone Wolf Realty Group. Once again, if you are looking to move to Austin or have some questions about moving to Austin, reach out to us, call us, text us, email us, skip all that. We actually have a link down in the description that you can actually book a call directly with us, a little 15-minute introductory call. Give us a call, do what you can to get in touch with us, that way we can help you. And if you don't or aren't ready to yet, then just stick around for the next video. We'll see if we can convince you.